Hey, it's Ryan with QLZ, and we're going international again today. I did an interview with a band in Australia about a week and a half ago, and we're talking with KrashKarma, we're talking with Ralf, and we're talking with Niki. And it's been, I don't know, I feel like it's been like 3 or 4 years since I've caught up with you guys when I was living in Wisconsin, and you're both in
Yes.
Germany right now. I
Right?
love it. How you guys
Very
doing?
good.
Yeah.
I know, and you just said, Niki, you just said it just became summer over there. So
Yeah.
like the weather went from, you
Cold
know,
to hot.
cold to hot.
And they don't have air conditions over here or like screens on the window. So you
Oh,
open
wow.
the windows and you get bugs and it's an interesting thing.
Awesome. And I know you guys have several shows over in Europe. You're coming back to the States for a little bit. You're going back over to Europe. There's a ton of great stuff I want to talk with you guys about because there's a lot of things happening in the Crash Karma camp. But first, Survive the Afterlife. It's the new single you guys have out right now. We featured you in the past in the Artist Spotlight. We're going to get the song on the 23rd. Tell me about the song, kind of what inspired it. I know the video for it is amazing as well where you guys were at, but kind of tell me kind of what inspired Survive the Afterlife.
I remember when we came up with the title. That's a cool title, Survive the Afterlife. So it painted that whole picture in our head about what is the afterlife. For everybody, the afterlife is something different. And then you always feel like, yeah, it's the Christians or is it the Buddhists? And then, wait, there's like thousands of religions. So we did a deep dive into religions. And then you realize, what is a religion? Basically, somebody had an idea once and he talked about this idea with somebody else, and then more people followed that idea. It became a cult, and eventually the cult turned into a religion. And there's
Basically.
all these afterlives and gods out there, and it's just amazing. And so we realized, you know what? The chance that if you believe in the right God and you see an afterlife is
Mhm.
very slim. If you believe in the right God, if there's
Yeah.
any one God. So we believe
What does
that.
that even mean?
What does this even mean exactly? So we believe, you know what? I think if somebody would die and would come back, that's the story that he would tell, and that's
Okay.
the song, the lyrics.
Yeah.
So it's about somebody who came to heaven, but he wasn't good enough for heaven, so he got kicked out. And then
Okay.
he went to hell, and he wasn't evil enough for hell, so he got kicked out. So he ended up back on earth to tell the people, you know what? We're all human. We all try to be good, but we're never good enough. But no
Mhm.
one tries to be evil just to be evil.
Yeah.
So we're all just human.
Just
And
making our
so
way.
and this is how it's all in your head, and you can survive the afterlife.
I love it. That's awesome. You guys always have such cool stories because you take literally inspiration from everything. And I know when I
Yeah.
first interviewed you a couple of years ago, I think you had a Breaking Bad song out there. You guys had done um a K-pop song that you had learned
Yeah.
Yeah.
Korean as you were rolling, and just uh, I guess what is it like taking inspiration from literally everything and turning it into a song?
That's kind of our life. I mean, we
Mm.
have to inspire ourselves. We have to be inspired, and we find inspiration in all kinds of things. And to entertain ourselves, we have a broad pool to grab from in this whole wide world. There's so many things, and we try not to stay pigeonholed or just go in one direction. We open our minds to all kinds of different cultures and everything. Art. We love art. We love music, and every culture has their own interpretation of this, and why not embrace it and check it out and be inspired by it and find some new things. This is what we love.
And you've taken inspiration from why am I thinking Ralph Macchio? Why am I thinking Cobra Kai? You guys have done
Yeah,
a song
yeah,
with
Cobra
Cobra
Kai. Yeah.
Kai. You've done Stranger Things songs. What's a show or a movie you guys haven't done a song about yet that you would like to? Do you ever think
I
about that, or
would
do you
like
have a
to.
few?
Mm, is there anything we haven't done a song on that we'd like to?
I know it's a tough question.
I think we've done them all.
There's
Yeah.
having a gazillion shows that we love,
Yeah.
but right now there's nothing that
Yeah,
I feel.
but also while we were doing that, it was a specific time. Most of those songs came out during Corona,
Yeah.
so it was like, or like slightly before. But we had time, and the most thing that we were being inspired by was film and television because that's all we could do. So and we love to connect with fans that
Mhm.
like the same things that we like, and we really love art and film and good television, and and we get inspiration from that, and we like to do fan art basically, and share it with our fans, and
Mhm.
they're fans of those things that we love.
And it comes out in the merch too. Nikki's drop kicking people on the crash Crash Karma on the on the Cobra Kai t-shirt, which it's cool. It comes through in the merch. Wanted to be able to chat about the album because you guys have a brand new album coming out on next Friday, the 23rd, Falling to Pieces. The title track is one that we played in the Art Spotlights. So tell me about the album. What should people expect with this record from you guys? Again, you take inspiration from everything. So what should people expect with this record?
Woo-hoo, there
Look at
it
it.
is.
Love it.
It's this badass album where we spent a lot of time on our craft to be better musicians and better songwriters. And this time, what can you expect? Where before the songs were a little shorter and a little more, okay, let's make it very digestible, verse, chorus. And this time we felt like, this is not about trying to get on the radio and be the next one-hit wonder. It's about people come to the shows and they want to see a show. So this time we try to really connect musically between Niki and I, so people can watch us jam a little more when they come to see our shows. And it's not like 3.5 minutes. The songs are a little longer, they're a little heavier, and it's more about.
We wrote the songs that we wanted to write without thinking about what anyone else wanted to hear. And a lot of times, as you're always trying to get something on the radio, or you're trying to do this or that, and we just wrote it, and we're like, oh, right here it needs a 3-minute breakdown, like not really, but kind of like in this idea, we just didn't let anything limit us on this one. We didn't put any boundaries on ourselves or our styles or on what we just wanted to say what we wanted to say, and we made a beginning and an end and took you on a journey of sound and space.
I love it. I'm glad you guys are doing that because I know, again, like last time we talked, it was, I think, right before COVID shut everything down. So, you still had a lot of content out there. It's great stuff. So I'm glad you guys are being able to do what you want. And, albums are they're becoming kind of a rare thing, which sucks because I still love buying a full record and everything else. So why did you guys want to keep going the album route? Was it more we just have a lot of things to say, or is there more to it of, hey, we don't want to do an EP. We don't want to just keep doing singles. We still want this full-length record.
It's both.
It's both. It's both. Yeah.
We are on tour and we like albums. I definitely still listen to a lot of albums. Like I like playlists too, but somehow if I get into a band, I really want to know what this band is about. And I feel like if you're a serious artist, you have something to say. You cannot wrap it up with 2 or 3 songs. You need more. Yeah. And that's where the album comes in.
And also, we had just come off of doing an EP, which was all singles, which was the EP. I mean, it was still in
the Storm. Yeah, 8 tracks.
8 tracks. It was the Storm, and that one was all singles. So that one was just stuff that we released, and it was all these kind of singles that we'd talk about. But this one, we were just on a different journey and wanted to just be creative in a new way. And yeah, we do love albums, and our fans really love albums, and the metal fans they're still in it for that full ride. I feel, they're not just there for that one song. They're going to be there with us on this journey forever. And we want to give them something to remember and to, and to enjoy.
Awesome. I love it. I still have a CD player in my car. So that's
one
of the things is when bands are like, I'm still doing a full length record. I'm like, thank God. I mean, if I'm going on a long trip, I get the iPod rolling, get a bunch of songs on there when I go home to Ohio, go see the family and everything else. But I'm like, when I'm driving around, if it's not, if I make sure that we're on the radio, I still like checking out an entire CD. So, and even your EP was 8 songs. It wasn't, like the typical 4 or 5 songs. You still put 8 songs on there, which is great.
Yeah. It's technically not an EP, I guess.
Exactly. It's technically awesome collection.
Yeah.
Awesome. One of the things that both of you do really well, and it's one thing I want to give you guys a shout out on, is your newsletter, because social media is such a crapshoot. I mean, I follow you guys. I followed you guys for years on there. And unless, like, a lot of times I go and try to search bands and find what they're doing, there's only so much time you have in a day to do that. But you guys do a newsletter, which I'll let you guys go ahead and plug and tell people where they can sign up for it, what they can expect with it. And it's just a great way to know everything that both of you are doing.
Yeah, so we usually try to get one out every month. Sometimes it's every 2 months, depending. But right now we have a lot of stuff going on, so it's coming out pretty regularly. But it's just you can connect to our newsletter by going to our website, KrashKarma.com, and right on the top it asks you if you want to sign up, and it will send you a free download of a track of one of our latest tracks. And then basically what it is just every time we have some cool news and some cool new stuff coming out, we let you know. And that way it just comes to you and you don't miss out on what's happening. And if we're in your city, you'll know about it.
Yeah. Which you guys have a bunch of places coming up. And again, the newsletter is how I found out you guys had more music out there because, again,
Awesome.
social media is not always the kindest. And I was like, oh, sweet. I'm back in radio. I was out for a little while with some changes and stuff. And I was like, well, let me email Niki, be like, hey, here's who I am. I don't know if you remember me because you guys meet, a shit ton of people all the time. And it's how I was able to reconnect with both of you, obviously doing this now and getting more of your music on the station, which is great. So I would suggest a lot of people to sign up for it. So what does the rest of the summer look like for the both of you? Again, there's tons of shows. And if you're somewhere in Europe, they're probably going to see you.
Yeah. Well, we start with the Butcher Babies on Sunday. We're doing 4 dates with them in Germany and Poland. So that's our first thing coming up. And then we'll be back in the States and we're doing
we're going to do another big festival in
France.
No, here in Germany. The Rupert Rodeo.
Oh yeah, we're playing. We just got added to an awesome festival called the Rupert Rodeo here in Germany on July 2nd. So that's really cool. That's going to be a fun one. And so then we come back to the States and we do a run with a band called I Set to Kill.
Okay.
And we have a couple other shows around that, and we'll be heading back to Europe the whole month of August. We're going to be crisscrossing our way from France to Helsinki. So it's too much to say here. So that newsletter or our website, any of our socials, we have all the dates up. You can always come check it or give us a shout if you have any questions, or we're on there all the time.
So it'll be probably 8 weeks and probably 10,000 miles.
Yeah.
How do you adjust all the time zones?
We don't.
You don't. Don't think about time zones.
Don't think about it.
It's showtime or relax time.
Showtime or sleep time.
Awesome. Love it. And I know, again, you guys talked about your love of albums. Again, the full-length record, Falling to Pieces, out on June 23rd. So we're just a little over a week away from that. And a question that I can't remember if I had the two of you do this when I was in Wausau or not, but it was a blog post, and it's now turned into a question every time I interview bands. Your favorite complete albums of all time, your no-skip records. What are a few of them for both of you?
Oh, probably Massive Puppets from Metallica, Rain and Blood from Slayer, for sure. And I also like the Living Infinite from Soilwork.
Yeah, that's a good
Okay.
That's pretty good. Or Sense of Purpose from In Flames. That's a good one. Or
and I'm going to take it back totally different. Pink Floyd, Pulse.
Okay.
No skip.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yes.
And then I love Beastie Boys. Check Your Head is a non-skipper.
I think Puppets is the most popular one, and Niki, you're the first person to mention the Beastie Boys, so I'm glad we're getting the Beastie Boys some love on here.
There you go.
That'd be Ill Communication and Check Your Head.
Check Your Head was the jam, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, again, June 23rd, we're going to get 1 or 2 of the singles on from you guys on the triple shot. We do that at 9:30 in the morning. It'll be, I believe, 4:30 in the afternoon for you guys, if I've done my math right. I think it's 7 hours, 4:30 in the afternoon. Talking to bands in New Zealand since I've been here, Australia, and then now you guys. I'm like, I'll know all the time zones here pretty well here pretty soon.
Visit them all.
I know that's the next goal. It's once I get more vacation built up, it's going to be traveling around the world, hopefully, and hopefully it's in a lot of places. So again, June 23rd is the brand new album for you guys, Falling to Pieces.
Yes.
It was great catching up both of you, Niki and Ralf. Thank you so much for joining.
Thanks
Nice
for having
to
us.
talk with you.
Bye.